Hi guys, welcome back to Delicate Moments Custom Dresses. In the last video you would have seen me make this dress here. Absolutely beautiful. Today we're going to be using the same pattern. We're going to do a 3/4 sleeve this time, and then on the side here we've got 2 side ties. We're just going to do one big bow for the side tie for my oldest daughter. So let's get started.
Do you believe in magic? Delicate moments that last forever.
So the first steps are going to be attaching the buttons and also making the buttonholes. So we need our button pot, pen, and I'm just going to get the markings onto the fabric, sew the buttonholes, and then I'm going to sew the buttons onto the fabric.
We were thunder in the hallway, slamming doors and shouting names, drawing lines across the carpet, turning small things into flames. You stole my place at the table, I broke your favorite toy. We swore we'd never speak again over pride and stubborn noise. But even in the loudest fights, when words were sharp and wrong, there was something underneath that held us all along. We are blood and we are tired, running wild and
So now we've made the buttonholes and the buttons, we're going to move on to making the bow. All 4 pieces here.
through the tears and through the noise, through the broken borrowed toys, in the quiet after storms. Love is where we always fall. You were taller, I was braver, or at least that's what we claim. You would chase me through the garden, we would end up just the same. Shoulder checks and secret glances, shared excuses, shared blame. If the world came knocking hard, we'd stand together in its rain. Growing hearts and growing fast, we didn't know those days would pass. But even then, in fleeting light, there were delicate moments in the fight. We are blood and we are time, learning wrong from right to right. Every scar and every scar shows us who we truly are. Through the laughter, through the fall, through the times we said that's all, in the quiet after storms. Love is where we are reborn. Years will change the rooms we stand in, different cities, different skies, but one call and we are children in each other's tired eyes. Not just history, not just past, but something steady.
We now have both of the bow pieces completed. We need to attach them to the body. So I'm just going to make a mark 5/8 from the bottom of the body, and then I'm just going to base these in place to the bodice.
We are time, not always gentle, not always kind, but when the world turns cold and wide, you are standing at my side. Through the seasons, through the climb, through the fragile fleeting signs, in those delicate moments we find we were never left behind.
We now have the side bows attached to the bodice. We need to complete the bodice now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to complete the lining, and I'm going to complete the main fabric.
The wind howled wild through a broken old door on a bitter and moonless night. A young mother sat on a cold wooden floor by the glow of a flickering light. Her child lay shaking with frost in the air, little hands curled tight in sleep. So she gathered old cloth from a weathered old chest and promised a promise to keep. The needle moved slow through the quiet of night, thread pulling hope through the seams. Every stitch held a prayer in the pale candlelight, every fold stitched warmth into dreams. When the blanket was done, she wrapped up her child.
We now have the lining and the main connected. We need to connect the lining to the main body. So I will clip this in place, sew it all around the neckline and down here. I'll trim the seam allowance, turn it right side out and come back and show you.
Years rolled on like a river through stone, and the child grew steady and strong. But the needle still sang in the mother's worn hands as the quiet nights drifted along. She stitched little shirts and patched worn out knees through hardship and hunger and rain, through winters that tested the strength of their bones, and summers that softened the pain. Time left its mark in the lines of her face, and the fire.
So now we have the lining attached to the body. So what we need to do is create an armhole. So we're going to put right sides together. I'm going to do this on all 4 seams, and that will give us 2 holes. Then I'll turn this right side out and press, and then I'll show you where we're up to.
The child found the chest where the old fabric slept, just like mother had done on that floor. The needle moved slow through the silence again, thread pulling love through the cloth. Every stitch held a memory sewn through the years. Every seam held the warmth she once brought. The blanket grew thick in the pale candle glow as the wind sang low through the eaves, and the child laid its soft on the mother's old frame, like a promise the heart still
Okay, so now that's basted in, we're going to set this to one side and then we're going to make a start on the skirt. So I'm going to go for the tired skirt option. So there's a lot of pieces of fabric with the tired skirt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach all the pieces together and then I'll come back to you.
On the shoulders that once carried pain, and the child held her hand through the quiet of night, till the morning brought silence again. Outside the frost touched the world just the same, but the cold held no sorrow that day, for the warmth she had sown through a lifetime of love had finally found its own way.
We've now sewn all the seams. We need to overlock these edges just to prevent the fabric from fraying. So I'll just grab the overlocker and we'll get that done.
There's a fire burning low in the midnight air, and the embers glow soft and red. We're all set close where the light still holds and the stories get gently said.
So with our bottoms here, we're going to just hem the bottom and then sew our gathering stitches along the top, ready to gather the same width as the top. So to hem it, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sew an overlapping stitch along the bottom, turn it up 1/4 of an inch and then 1/4 of an inch again, and then stitch that in place.
Barefoot under the summer sky, of laughter loud in the golden light before we knew how to say goodbye. Little dresses spun in the evening breeze, and the sound of their voices free. Every moment caught in a simple song that we didn't know.
We've now got our gathering stitches here and our bottom tier hemmed. The next step is to attach the bottom tier to the top tier. So what we need to do is gather this fabric the same length as the top tier. So I'm going to get that done now.
Though time moves on like it always will, there are songs that the heart holds still, in the crackle and spark of a fading flame. We remember every name.
Now we have our bottom ruffle gathered. We're going to attach it to the top ruffle. So I'm just going to place it right sides together, clip it in place and then sew it.
Of ribbons tied and the dresses made in the simplest, quietest ways. Of brothers, sisters, side by side, through the laughter and the tears. All the love that we never lost, just carried through the years. Now the fire burns low and the voices fade, but the song still lingers on. In the space between every chord we play, leaves the place where we belong. So play it soft, let the last chord fall, let the night wrap around it all. Every note like a hand we hold from the days when we weren't so old. And though the flames turn to ash and dust, there are songs that outlive all of us in the hush of the night so wide. Those memories never die.
Okay guys, now we're on the next day. Hopefully we're going to have the skirt finished today. Not the skirt, sorry, the full dress. What I'm going to do is attach the skirt to the bodice. We need to gather the full skirt to fit the bodice and then attach it. So I'll get on with that now.
In an old wooden barn where the daylight falls through the cracks in the beams above, there's a needle and thread on a weathered table and a dress being stitched with love. Dust dances slow in the golden air as the soft wind hums outside, and the sound of the needle through cotton and lace keeps a quiet, gentle time. Little ribbons laid out in a careful line, soft colors chosen with care. Every fold, every seam, every tiny stitch holds a piece of a mother's prayer. For a daughter who laughs in the morning sun, with her hair catching light as she runs. This dress will follow her growing years through the days that are yet to come. Tie it soft with a ribbon bow, let it fall where the warm winds blow. Every thread, every line you trace holds a memory time.
Okay, so now we've completed the body. The skirt is all attached to the body. We're going to move on to the sleeves. So we've got the sleeves here. So now I'm going to hem the bottom of the sleeves, but I'm not going to sew it in place. I'm just going to make memory creases. We're going to attach our elastic inside there, and then we're going to attach the sleeve to the body. So we'll get that done.
Tiny sleeves and a flowing skirt with a softness you almost feel, like a moment you wish you could hold forever, like a love that was always real. Years will pass and the dress will fade, but the thread will still remain. In the corners of memory softly sewn through the joy and the quiet pain, and the daughter may stand where her mother stood, with a ribbon held in her hands, and the sound of a needle through fabric again, like an echo that time understands. Tie it soft with a ribbon bow, let it fall.
So we now have our two sleeves prepared. We need to attach them to the body. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now.
In the quiet of hands that create lives a love that will never break. In a dress made of hair and time, every stitch says you are mine.
All that's left to do now is give it a good press, get it on the mannequin, and then I can show it off to you guys. So I'll get that done and I'll come back. But now we have a fully made dress. So this is the dress, fully finished. She's had a good press. My favourite thing about the dress would be the bow on the side. I absolutely love a bow. We've done a 3/4 sleeve, which I think complements the fabric really well. And I just think it's an adorable dress. It's a really easy sew, so that's good. We're now finished. So thank you very much for watching this video. If you like this video, make sure you're subscribing, and we'll be uploading more videos. We tend to upload videos on a Monday. So thank you so much. Thanks for now. Bye.
Believe in magic stitched with love. sewn in golden light. Little dreams take gentle flight. Every stitch a story told. Hearts and threads of silver and gold.